Hello, and welcome to the second part of our exploration of Poor Little Ritz Girl, featuring Sigmund Romberg's and Alex Gerber's contribution to the 1920 Broadway score. If you haven't already, I recommend watching our previous video of the Boston version of the show with music entirely by Rodgers and Hart. To review, in the intervening 2 months between the Boston tryout and the Broadway opening, half of Rodgers and Hart's music was tossed out and replaced with music by Romberg and Gerber. George Campbell was brought in as the new book writer to rework the book by Henry B. Stillman, but much of the story was kept more or less the same. Sigmund Romberg was arguably the most prolific Broadway composer of the time, having notched up 23 productions and 3,800 performances of his work since 1913. His style, however, was also safe and much more in line with the European operetta tradition. Alex Gerber, on the other hand, was not as well known, having written mostly for revues like the Ziegfeld Follies and the Greenwich Village Follies. Together, they wrote 8 new numbers for the show, of which we will present 5. As this musical was composed 100 years ago, some of the numbers are no longer appropriate to perform today. We do not want to condone or exploit anything that is culturally offensive or inappropriate, while preserving as much of this material as we can for new generations of audiences to share. With that in mind, we have made the editorial decision to present one of these such songs as an untitled instrumental track that will underscore the credits to this video. Our first Romberg tune has one of the longer titles in musical theater history. I love to say hello to the girls, but I hate to say goodbye. When Billy's friend, Dr. Russell Stevens, arrives to help Billy with the unexpected presence of a beautiful girl, he wastes no time in confessing his delight in greeting such lovely ladies, whoever they may be. This song received little, if any, attention from the press. It is thus ironic that it was the only song from Poor Little Ritz Girl that was used in the 1954 film biography of Romberg titled Deep in My Heart. It was performed there by ballerina Tamara Tomanova, but dubbed by Betty Wand. Here is Kyle Yampiro as Dr. Russell Stevens singing I love to say hello to the girls, but I hate to say goodbye.
I'm not erratic, just democratic. I love sociability. I'm not artistic or idealistic. People look alike to me. But when I'm with the girls, I just weaken a bit. Here's the thing I must admit. I love to say hello, hello to the girls, but I hate to say goodbye. For when I say hello, I'm wearing a smile. When I leave, I breathe a sigh. They say a bluebird brings you much happiness. The only bird I like is wearing a dress. I love to say hello, hello to the girls, but I hate to say goodbye. I love to say hello, hello to the girls, but I hate to say goodbye. For when I say hello, I'm wearing a smile. When I leave, I breathe a sigh. They say the bluebird brings you much happiness. The only bird I like is wearing a dress. I love to say hello, hello to the girls, and I hate to say goodbye.
As one theater historian pointed out, Hungarian-born, Vienna-trained Sigmund Romberg seemed like the last possible choice to rescue the score that producer Lou Fields felt was in need of a serious boost before heading to Broadway. Rodgers and Hart had been working and writing in the more snappy musical and lyrical style of Jerome Kern's Princess Theater shows, while Romberg by then had written well over 100 songs in the more modern style demanded by show producers. He was still associated in many theatrical circles with European operetta and waltzes. In this song, the Act 1 finale of Poor Little Ritz Girl, Romberg delivered big time on his expected schmaltzy Viennese waltz. Notice the trademark Viennese hesitation after the second beat in Way 2, My Heart. This is Billy's outpouring of his love for his newfound girl, whom not too long ago he was pointing his gun. Here is Spencer Reese as Billy Pembroke singing When I Found You.
I've lived alone, though I have known that somewhere somebody is mine. I've hoped that fate would find my mate and bring us together sometime. I never dreamed, I never schemed, my heart was as light as the day. I never knew what love could do until you came my way. When I found you, you found the way to my heart. When I found you, you won my love from the start. You've awakened love that's been forsaken. All my dreams came true, so it seems, dear, when I found you. When I found you, you found the way to my heart. When I found you, you won my love from the start. You've awakened love that's been forsaken. All my dreams came true, so it seems, dear, when I found you.
In Act 2, at the dress rehearsal for the show within the show, the cast delivers another archetypal Romberg tune. This time, one of pure nostalgia for days gone by. The melody and lyrics, which reflect a time when old-fashioned values held court, reflect Barbara and Dorothy's upbringing back home in South Carolina. This number has conflicting reports on whether it was meant to be sung by Dorothy or Barbara. However, from the plot that we were able to decipher from various press reviews, we know that Dorothy was also an aspiring performer. And in Act 2, Billy tells Dorothy that he can arrange for her to replace Barbara in the show, so that Barbara can be free to go on her honeymoon with Billy. Thus, we have decided to have Dorothy lead this number. Along with the chorus girls, she leads a mocking reflection of these old-time values, as the girls believe in a more progressive future. This serves as a model for how we can view these old-time musicals. While not agreeing with all the ideals they support, we can examine them to learn more about the future we want to create. Led by Sadie Spivey as Dorothy Arden, here is In the Land of Yesterday.
Back when my grandma was in her teens, back in the days, old-fashioned ways, she would relate to me bygone scenes of olden days and golden ways. Oft in her arms she would hold me. This pretty story she told me. In beautiful land of yesterday, land of ideals, where lassies would pass their time away at spinning wheels. That's when they had no silk lingerie, the gowns that were not so negligee. They dressed in a real old-fashioned way. They always would dance the minuet, so quaint and neat, and always would sing a love duet, so nice and sweet. The folks were so quiet and atoned, no girl ever had a chaperone back in the sweet yesterday. In beautiful land of yesterday, land of ideals, where lassies would pass their time away at spinning wheels. That's when they had no silk lingerie, or gowns that were not so negligee. They dressed in a real old-fashioned way. They always would dance the minuet, so quaint and neat, and always would sing a love duet, so nice and sweet. The folks were so quiet and atoned, no girl ever had a chaperone back in the sweet yesterday.
This next song was added during the second week of Poor Little Ritz Girl's Broadway run. It was sung by Billy to win back Barbara's affections after he inadvertently blurted out that they were not really married, thus creating a compromising situation concerning her presence in his apartment. With words by Bide Dudley and music by Ted Barron, it was apparently the only other song other than some random short-term interpolations that was not by Richard Rodgers or Sigmund Romberg. Here is Spencer Reese singing Dear Heart.
Every heart was made for someone. Every soul will find its mate. In each life at last will come one, someone one guided there by fate. You're made just for me, dear, mine by love's decree. Won't you heed my plea, dear, and trust love my own in me? Dear heart, my heart, sweetheart, I've searched the wide world for you, smiling, moping, always hoping, feeling, knowing, my dream must come true. Oh, dear heart, my heart, sweetheart, I want a nest, though it's small. Love me, dear heart, love me. Come be my all in all. Dear heart, my heart, sweetheart, I've searched the wide world for you, smiling, moping, always hoping, feeling, knowing, my dream must come true. Oh, dear heart, my heart, sweetheart, I want a nest, though it's small. Love me, dear heart, love me. Come be my all in all.
As I mentioned in my introduction, our final number will be presented as an untitled instrumental track only. Labeled by one reviewer as clever a bit of jazz as we have heard, this song served as the show's grand finale as the entire cast assembled in Billy's apartment. We hope you've enjoyed this exploration of Rodgers and Hart's first Broadway musical, Poor Little Ritz Girl, and the contrasting contributions of Romberg and Gerber. We have so enjoyed putting together both versions to be heard once again. Join us next time as we explore George Gershwin's A Dangerous Maid, the first book musical that he wrote in collaboration with his brother Ira Gershwin, and its development 2 years later into a show titled Elsie, with music by Black composing duo Noble Sissel and Eubie Blake, and husband and wife composing duo Alma Sanders and Monte Carlo. Until next time, thanks for joining us where the good songs go.